The Dravidians have two bonuses that let them hit a bit faster than other civs with their Men-at-Arms Archers rush. If you're familiar with playing Men-at-Arms Archers, then the Dark Age will be nothing new. This is because the bonuses that Dravidians get only apply in Feudal Age. They get 200 wood for free on reaching the next age, and also have their barracks technologies at half price. Utilizing both of these bonuses lets you hit a 20 pop timing while following up with the fastest possible archer production behind it. Fletching comes in when your third archer comes out, and you should have 2 archers already forward at that time. After this point, you get a second lumber camp and horse collar for a very strong economy in early Castle Age, which allows you to easily add in elephant archers after your crossbowman timing attack. Since this is an optimized build, it's difficult to execute, so you might need quite a few runs against the AI before you get the steps down without forgetting something. With that said, let's get into it. You start by building your 2 houses and then getting 6 on sheep. After that, get to 4 on wood. Splitting your villagers so that you have 2 on each side of the lumber camp, and getting them to harvest from the closest trees is optimal. Pushing 1 deer is necessary with this build, so pushing 1 during this time is good. If you're on a map with elephants or rhinos, it's not necessary to push 1 deer, but it can still help. After you have 4 on wood, bring in the first boar. You may need to send one of your shepherds early to bring it, so it comes in just as your current animal finishes. Since our economy is generic in Dark Age, being efficient with food collection is the only way to hit the 20 pop timing. If you can't get up on 20 pop, then your issue is efficiency related. Instead of idling to get to Feudal Age, just make an extra villager in this case. After the boar comes in, the 12th villager, aka the one where it says 13 out of 15 pop, goes to build 2 houses over by the berries. These should be positioned in a way that you can easily use them as part of your walls later. This villager builds the mill after the houses are finished. The second boar needs to come in just as the first one is finishing. If you send a villager when the first boar is around 160 food remaining, it will come in on time. Any villagers that can't get easily around the boar can be sent to berries. The barracks needs to come in by the time you start loom, so using the second to last villager for it can work. Depending on which resource is the closest to your barracks, you can send the builder there after he's done. Making a house after the barracks will ensure you don't forget it, but it's technically better to get it after making your initial farms. Your second boar should be finishing about when you click up to Feudal Age. At this point, you should be thinking about resource balance instead of exactly which villager goes where. You must balance your economy in a specific way. You should have 5 at your wood line and 1 on a straggler tree. 2 go to gold and build a mining camp. 5 need to be on berries, so placing the mill 1 tile away can help with efficiency and walling. The rest of your villagers should be on sheep. Every 60 wood, build a farm until you have 3 farms. For every additional deer you push, you can add 1 less farm. In this playthrough, I pushed the minimum required deer, so I added all 3 farms. Queue your militia as you have food to do so, and start walking towards your opponent's base as soon as you have all 3 of them created. Set your TC rally point to gold and queue a villager behind Feudal Age. You'll want to get to 5 gold miners. Once you're at around 85 to 90% up to Feudal Age, send your straggler tree villager to go build the archery range. You can queue a house beside it as well. Get double bit axe and men-at-arms upgrade at the same time as building the archery range. After the archery range is finished, queue an archer right away. Once the house beside the archery range is complete, that villager can hang around until you have 150 wood and then build the blacksmith. Your sheep should be finished at this point, so those villagers should be on straggler trees. The next 100 wood after the blacksmith should be spent on a second lumber camp with 5 villagers. Check that you have 5 villagers on each camp at this point. After the blacksmith completes, queue fletching right away. After fletching, you should have just enough food to get horse collar, so get it now. At this point, it's just basic feudal macro, so every 60 wood, add a farm. Make sure not to get housed, and keep archer and villager production running. Clicking up on 38 villagers with wheelbarrow is the goal, though I was able to get 37 plus wheel in testing against the AI. If you want to go up faster, you can stop archer production at some point and get a market to buy the few hundred extra food. You should have between 15 and 17 farms when clicking to Castle Age. From this point, you just have to adapt to how the game is going. The extra 200 wood that you get on Castle Age can help you afford ballistics and more town centers. Since we got horse collar, adding in elephant archers to snipe mangonels and run under TCs can be a good use of the extra food. You could even play towards longswordsmen since we already got men-at-arms upgrade, and supplies and longswordsmen are both half price. I can see longswordsmen and crossbowmen being a decent follow-up to this. Before I end this one, I just want to recap the wood spending order and resource balances, as those are the keys to efficient macro. We start with 2 houses, then the lumber camp, then 2 more houses. The mill comes up next, and then the barracks and another house. At this point, you click to Feudal Age and rebalance your economy to 5 on the wood line, 1 on straggler, 2 on gold, 5 on berries, and the rest on sheep. The mining camp and then 3 farms come up while upping to Feudal Age, along with the creation of 3 militia. On Feudal Age, add your archery range, the men-at-arms upgrade, and double blit axe, while adding 3 more newly created villagers to gold. The range builder can make a house and then the blacksmith, and then add another house. 5 villagers should go to build a second lumber camp and then get horse collar. From this point, continue to add farms until you have 15 to 17 of them. Get wheelbarrow after you have your farms built, and then you should be able to click up around 38 villagers. If you want to see the raw footage of me executing this build, there's a link in the description. And that's it. If you're watching this after the DLC is out, then you can go try it right now. Otherwise, come back when it's out to review the build. If you can execute this build, your opponents won't stand a chance. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.